right, welcome to another episode. I'm Orlando.
And I'm Omar,
We're the Smart Bros.
and this is the Smart Take.
All right, now, guys, this is going to be our recap of the Giants game that just happened on Thanksgiving. And because it was Thanksgiving, we were spending time with our family. We were actually at the game working, so it's why it just took us a little second. But like we said, we are gonna stay consistent and giving you guys our content. So here we are. So how do you feel about the game?
I feel pretty good, to be honest. The first half was a little bit shaky, but I feel like that's what we needed, because in past years, if we had a bad first half, we would have the rest of the game could be bad. Dak throwing 2 picks, a lot of the times in the recent years, we were not winning that game. But the team still rallied together. They still had a great game in the second half. And so they really made adjustments coming out of half. And I really like that. I really think that is what we needed, because, like I said, in recent years, I just didn't see that. Maybe that was Jason Garrett, maybe changed with Mike McCarthy. I don't really know what the end all be all is, but I really like that we had a very different mindset coming out of half, and they really executed the offensive game plan as well as the defensive game plan. How do you feel?
I agree. The first half I was not
Oh
feeling it
my
in the first
God.
half. Hey man, look, like
Y'all,
you said,
y'all should have seen him.
like you said, for good reason. Hey, don't laugh.
Oh my God. Y'all should have
He,
seen him.
I'll let the people know what's wrong. I had to take a walk. They were upsetting me. That
Man,
team, but in the past, like you said, once if we play that bad in the first half, that's it. There's no coming back from that. I'm not used to being a second half team like this. I say this every game. Are we a second half team? I say it in question because we've never been that in the past. And like I said, I tweeted this out during the Eagles game when we were playing with Cooper Rush. The way we came out of the second half in that game, even though we lost, so I've never seen our offense or our team in general make second half adjustments, and we've been consistently doing that. Just coming out, no matter whether we play great in the first half or we play bad in the first half, we always at halftime they make the adjustments that need to be made, and then we come out swinging and we at least put up a fight. Because even in the Packers game was, I guess it was a little different because they brought the fight to us. We were up in that game and we kind of let it slip. So I mean that one game of season that where it just kind of fell through. I don't know where we don't really know what happened. It's kind of like the Broncos game last year. But that was like the turning point for our season. We hit the Broncos and then completely fell off. This year we played the Packers and it looked like I don't know, it was a loss where we had no clue what happened. Next thing we know, we bounced back and beat an 8-1 team by almost 40 points. So I mean, that's just kind of the difference between this year and last year. I feel like our defense is really that's just the difference in general over Cowboys teams and all. And in my fandom history, we've never had a defense that's this reliable that I can count on this. Our offense has never, even with Tony Romo and them, has never been like the problem. We need a defense that can stop teams, that can hold teams to under 21 points like we were at the beginning. We need to get back to how we were at the beginning of the season. If we get back to that, holding teams under 20, then I mean, we'll be unstoppable.
I definitely agree. And ever since Dak has come back from injury, we've had the number one offense, all that pass. I think we're 6th in passing yards, top 3 in rushing yards, first in touchdowns. We have 21. So yeah, I really think that since Dak's come back, it's obvious that our offense is better than with Cooper Rush. I still
first and third downs.
Yeah, with
first and third downs, first and points scored. Like it's like you said, night and day.
And I really hope that we continue to run the ball, even though Dak is back, because yes, Dak can make better passes than Cooper Rush can, but I don't want it to be like, here, go win us the game. The run game has been our bread and butter all year, and so I just want us to keep that up. But with that being said, we beat 2 very good teams. We beat 2 playoff teams as of now. We beat the Vikings, who were the best team in the league record-wise. We beat the Giants, who, I mean, they've only had 4 losses, 2 coming to us. So realistically, those are very good wins that we really needed. And we have a 3-game stretch to where it's not upper echelon teams where we should really be getting our momentum going, especially going into the Eagles coming to us on Christmas Eve. I really think that we need to assert our dominance, maybe get some other players some rhythm like Kelvin Joseph, some of our younger DBs. I think this is their time to really step up because we're not playing pass happy teams or teams with great quarterbacks, great receivers. So I really think this is the time where, all right, guys, it's time to step up. It's time to make a name for yourself because it's back in stretch into the playoffs is where we really need some key players to have great games.
Yeah, man, I agree. This is like you said, we're not playing pass happy teams. We're playing the exact opposite teams with insane running backs. We're playing Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne, and Derrick Henry. Like these are some of the best running backs in the entire league. So our weakest link being our run defense. This is the perfect time for them to step up and just reinvent themselves and become if they can step up, then like you said, all we'll need is those young DBs to step up. Anthony Brown, he's kind of been injured here and there, but even when he's there, he's not the best cornerback. I mean, it's almost kind of like no matter what team we play, it's kind of like, oh, Anthony Brown over there, throw it up. And so that's in terms of luckily we have Trayvon Diggs, so that's why our cornerbacks aren't the weakest link. That's why our run defense has been our weakest link as a whole. But this is like you said, this is a perfect time for a lot of those young guys to step up. So we just finished the Giants game. We want to go over your predictions. What were some of the ones you got right?
I predicted Michael would have 2 sacks, and as soon as when he got that first one, I was like, oh, well, you might as well check that off because if you listen to the sounds of the sideline, he said, if I get one, I'm gonna get 2, and that's what he said. Yeah. If he gets one, he's gonna get 2. So I got that correct. I thought the defense would force a fumble. We didn't force a fumble, but we still played pretty good defense the whole game. So I thought Diggs would have 2 PBUs because I thought they would throw it at him, but I mean, why would they? Anthony Brown's on the other side, like you said, getting head topped, And it's not even the fact that he got head topped. Yeah, because sometimes that happens. Like last year against the Broncos, Diggs, he played great defense, had a hand on the ball and everything, but the receiver just made a better play. It's not that. It's the fact that every time you look up, it's like, dang, Anthony Brown again.
They're targeting him.
It's like, oh, PI, oh, long catch, oh, give up yards, give a touchdown. If he would play consistently most of the game and then just one time out every once in a while that would happen, I wouldn't be as upset with him. But I'm pretty much fed up with Anthony Brown. I don't want him signed back next year. I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully he does not get exploited in the playoffs. Like if I was the offensive coordinator from another team is what I would do. So I just hope that he buckles down and is like that, like he said last year. I thought Dak would have 250 yards and at least 2 touchdowns. He had 261 and 2 touchdowns. He did throw 2 picks, which you said he would throw. You thought he would throw 1. I was thinking maybe he might throw 1. I didn't see 2, even though one of them was he thought he had a free play. So that's kind of understandable. And then the other one, I mean, he could have just got it a little bit earlier. Maybe CD could have caught it. He put our number 1 receiver in a position to catch the ball. So, I mean, it is what it is. I thought TP and Zeke would combine for 150 and 2 touchdowns. They combined for 156 on the ground and receiving for 1 touchdown. Shout out my boy Zeke. He's beaten them washed allegations. He had 16 carries for 92 yards and a touchdown. So I really wanted him to get back to that 100 yards, but it is what it is. We were up. We really didn't, need it. I thought CD would have 70 plus yards and a touchdown. He had 106, and I'm not hearing nothing that they talk about. My man scored. He had 2 feet in. I don't really know what more they want him to do. Heel, toe, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know what you need anymore. That was a touchdown, in my opinion. I thought the tight ends would have 1 touchdown because usually we get the tight ends a touchdown a game. They ended up having 3. It was a tight end takeover. Dalton Schultz, even though I don't think you're going to get signed back next year, we also met him, just putting it out there. He had a great game. He had 2 touchdowns, which 1 came on a 3rd down, a 3rd and 14, so it was very big. So shout out my boy Schultz. You definitely had a great game. And I thought we would win 38-17. We won 28-20. I mean, it was really 28-13. They scored at the end, which it really didn't matter. Garbage. That's real garbage time, not like when they be talking about Dak, because the game was literally over. They scored with like 13 seconds left or something. So Yeah, I think I did pretty well prediction wise. How'd you do?
I did. I did all right. I thought Dak would have 250, 3 touchdowns, and 1 pick, but he ended up with 260, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. And so I want to talk about that first pick first of all. He definitely thought he had a free play, but not only that, that cornerback was out of bounds. He did not get 2 feet in. And you want to know there was no. I wonder why there was no replay. There was no the way. CD's touchdown got reviewed was we were watching that play for 5 minutes. There was slow mo, zoom ins, all types of, to show us that that play was out of bounds. But for with the Dax interception, when it was clearly out of bounds, he got 1 foot in, that other foot was on that line. No review, no replay, nothing. Just move on. There were 3 plays where that happened. There was the play, that interception. There was Zach Martin's holding call, which
I was like,
man,
when I heard holding number 70, I was like, huh? Number
yeah,
70?
yeah.
Zach Martin doesn't hold. Like,
Call me biased, but Zach Martin does not hold.
everybody knows that.
And
Like, even Cowboys haters know Zach Martin does not hold.
and
So,
coincidentally, no replay. And then on that the touchdown you said in garbage time, for them to even get down there, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct call on Micah. No replay. No clue what he did to get that call.
That's true. I still haven't seen that.
No replay. That's what for coincidence. There's no way you just move past plays like that, and there's no replay, and you just think that's okay. But neither here nor there. We won the game. So Dak had his pick, and there's that. And then the second one, yeah, he kind of forced it. Could have thrown it a little early, I guess. But I predicted he'd throw one.
Yeah, like even Mike McCarthy talked about the pick. He said that's an aggressive pick. Hey, you want your franchise quarterback to throw those because sometimes it's going to be good, sometimes it's going to be bad. I'm going to live with that result because I think Dak Prescott is a good quarterback who can make that throw. It's just this time it didn't go right. Hey, but I think next time they're going to hit on that. But continue.
Yeah, same. Okay. I predicted that Zeke would have 65 and a touchdown. He outperformed that. He had 95 and he had 92 and a touchdown. And then I thought I thought we would just based off the way we were using him before, we would get him more involved in the offense, but we didn't. So I thought he'd have 100 plus receiving and rushing in a touchdown, but he only had 60 yards, which that's great for your second running back. And then I thought CD would have 8 catches, 116 and a touchdown, and he was robbed of a catch and a touchdown. He would have been right around 7 catches, 100 and something yards and a touchdown. So take that away from him. We don't know what happens because, like I said, I agree. I definitely thought that was a touchdown. He got that foot. He got his one whole foot down, and then the other one the toe touch. So I'm confused on what toe taps are. You got to get a heel down inbounds as well. So again, neither here nor there. We won the game. I thought we predicted Michael would have 2 sacks because, like I said, if he gets one, he gets two, and he got both. So then Diggs, I thought he'd get a pick, but like you said, they're not even throwing his way, which I guess, but like, dang, be a man. Like, don't be scared. What are you scared of?
Hey, what's going on here? If he's so bad, if he's so burnt, if he's so overrated, try it.
Feast or famine. What happened to that?
Yes. Hey, but I get it. I personally, I don't know if I throw it at. It's like I said, I don't know if I throw it at him either. We have Anthony Brown on the side. It's like throw a pick, throw a touchdown. It's like I can't be mad at you, Daniel Jones. I can't be mad at you.
Yeah, because last year we didn't know what they were doing. Some guys were just they were being dumb. Some guys were just being dumb with it. But I guess they've learned. I guess they've learned. But I predicted that Saquon would have less than 100 yards, but also a touchdown, which was exactly what happened. He had 39 yards and a touchdown. And then I predicted we'd win 34-14, and we ended up winning 28-20 because of that garbage time touchdown at the end. So did pretty well.
Yeah, I was really happy with this game because even though like we stated earlier, we started off slow, we picked it up, which is what you want to see from your team coming into the playoffs, being able to make adjustments. So I really have a good feeling about this year. I'm not gonna say it yet. I'm not gonna, it's our year or whatever. I'm not gonna say it yet. I'm just still taking it game by game. I'm liking what I'm seeing from our team. Mike McCarthy is looking. I don't give him much props, but he's looking to as if he's doing better as a head coach. Maybe it's the second year in the system. I don't really know what it is, but he's doing better. Kellen Moore is still shaky. I hope he leans more on the run going forward. DQ is still being my guy. He made those adjustments after that Packers game and really buckled down to get that defense right. And yeah, I like how we could still control our destiny. We do need two things to happen for that to happen. But regardless, we should go to the playoffs based on if we do what we need to do.
Yeah, as long as we win our games, we'll be making the playoffs. And yeah, like you said, we need two things to happen. We need the Vikings to lose the game for that first seed, and then if at the very least we need the Eagles to lose the game. That way we can at least get first in our division. And if they lose the game before us or after us, as long as we handle our business, we'll handle them on Christmas Eve, be first in the division, get some home games in there, and man, like you said, don't want to speak nothing into existence, but it's only up from there.
Before we get out of here, if you had to pick one or group, you like to pick a group, who would you say was your MVP of the game?
Well, like you said, got to go with the group here. Them tight ends, man. Them three guys put in work. Hendershot, Ferguson with that hurdle. And then, like, the hurdle was great, but the way he lowered his shoulder, man, just sealed that off perfectly. And then you had Schultz with his 2 touchdowns. So, man, those guys all played great. So, yeah, who would you say your MVP was?
Oh, man, I got to go 1A and 1B. First, I'd have to say Zeke, because I really think he had a great game. Like I said, 16 for 92 and a touchdown. He showed some very good bursts of speed. We looked up at the board. He was like third in miles per hour on his runs, one of his runs. And it just came at the right time because he's battling some injuries. People are saying that he hates that TP is doing good, which is not true at all. He literally loves when TP goes crazy because they all have one goal and that's to win. But I'm a big Zeke fan. I love Tony Pollard too, but I really love when there you go. I really love when Zeke goes crazy because it just shows us who he still is and who he still can be, given the right touches, given the right blocking. And 1B, I'd have to go CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee, at the beginning of the season, like Zeke, he's getting a lot of scrutiny. I can't lie. Even for me, I was thinking maybe he's not ready. I don't know. In the first game, he wasn't playing very well, but I'll definitely say he is playing like the number one receiver that he is. He had another 100-yard game. He's leading the NFC East in receiving yards. He's like He's like eighth in the league in receiving yards, even though he should have had a touchdown, which that'd have been 6 on the year. But he's really stepping into that role, and so I really like how we're making a point of emphasis to let people know that CeeDee is here and that CeeDee is coming. So I really like those two for my MVP.
Just based on the way the game went and the way we were throwing the ball to CeeDee, I feel like he's going to end the year with double-digit touchdowns. I feel like he was robbed of his touchdown, and they were definitely trying to get him one. So I feel like now that Dak's back, if we can keep that up, if he can get those double-digit touchdowns, he's on pace for around like 1,400 yards. That'd be we couldn't ask much more of him as a number one.
I agree.
All right, guys. Well, that'll be another episode. We're just gonna need you guys to keep commenting, liking, subscribing. We appreciate all the support, and like you said, we're gonna keep being consistent. And I'm Orlando.
I'm Omar.
We're the Smart Bros.
This is the Smart Take.